Who of the Umbrella Academy cast got injured while filming season 2? Which scene was impossible to shoot because of laughter? And how many steaks can one Tom Hopper eat per day? Welcome to OSSA, I'm Alex. Let's start with the surprising finale. Yes, we were all shocked by season 2's ending, but just imagine the emotions of the cast who were equally unaware of the mind-blowing twist at the end. As the actors revealed, when they first got the script for episode 10, the last pages were missing. That's right. The Sparrow Academy was a huge surprise for everyone, and especially for Justin Min, aka Ben. As Justin shared, he was pretty sure that Ben saying goodbye to Vanya was his final scene ever on the show. He was already packing his things when he got the top secret email from Steve Blackman containing the last 3 pages of the script. Of course, I opened it and read it, and I was just sort of screaming and crying in the middle of my Toronto apartment alone. But obviously, this hyper-confidentiality had a much greater purpose than just making Justin happy cry, although that's pretty sweet. Things do tend to leak, and the secrecy was necessary to avoid spoilers. Well, it looks like Blackman's extra measures were necessary, as some people just don't know that certain things are not to be told or shown to everybody. The No Spoilers Challenge. David Castañeda, who plays Diego, confessed that he is the one in the cast who can't really keep a secret. As the star revealed, he got in trouble for basically breaking a non-disclosure agreement. David was careless enough to premature release the poster for season 2 online.
They put a new photo up. That's cool. Took a photo of it. Put it online. I'm in London, so I let my phone down and then notice I have 4 voicemails, 2 messages, 2 emails, a few phone calls, and it's all of them. Can you take that down, please? Take it down.
We hope we didn't get into too much trouble for that. No pain, no gain. Well, they may have done some tricks using a green screen or had stunt doubles do things like playing the violin, but getting hurt on set apparently is still pretty easy to accomplish. Emmy Raver-Lampman, known as Allison, had a really bad fall while filming the fight scene on the farm. Mean and slippery snow made her tear her pants and twist her ankle. Ouch! I slid across the gravel driveway so hard I still have scars all over my legs, she explained. It's almost like Tom Hopper, aka Luther, wanted to comfort Emmy by showing that she's not the only clumsy individual on the set, as he managed to pull his hamstring while running in that ruthless snow. Luckily, both actors are fine now. Phew. Why so serious? Believe it or not, but the Umbrella Academy actors claimed that their downtime on set was actually rather boring. The cast admitted they loved reading between scenes. They also played charades and Scrabble and tried on a few Snapchat masks. But they did have some fun, and most of that fun happened when they needed to be really serious. Yes, I'm talking about during filming. Ellen Page shared that they did multiple takes of the scene where Vanya asks Luther what caused the apocalypse. Tom Hopper just could not say, "You blew up the moon," without bursting into laughter. Still, everyone agreed that the most hopeless scene to film was when Luther ripped one in the elevator. And while most of the cast eventually managed to get themselves together, David Castañeda just lost it. Even in the take used in the series, David Castañeda keeps chuckling in the background. Oh, those good old irresistible fart jokes. Moving on to wigs, beards, and suits. To nail Diego's new haircut, David Castañeda grew out his real hair, though it was a challenging task. And just imagine his disappointment when the actor learned that he had to have his hair cut to film some of the scenes with his season 1 look. So eventually, David Castañeda had to wear a wig through all of season 2's filming. First, it was a little uncomfortable because of the heat, but he got used to it. By the way, which of his hairstyles do you like better? Robert Sheehan shared that his goatee beard was really annoying, as the glue was constantly melting off his chin. Thus, his beard looked almost like a matcha whisk.
And it was the most irritating matcha whisk in the universe, to be honest and frank.
However, Tom Hopper had the biggest challenge. Luther's body is not CGI. It's a real bodysuit that Tom had to wear throughout filming. And while the actor initially trained to get bigger for the role, the muscle suit had a better effect on screen. In fact, Luther's struggles with his body were inspired by Gerard Way's story. As the writer revealed, he spent years feeling uncomfortable in his own skin and feeling judged. Glad he's over that now. Make your characters great again. As you've definitely noticed, our beloved superheroes didn't only change their appearance in Season 2, their characters evolved a lot. And these transformations were possible thanks to the collaboration of the showrunner and the cast. Everyone did such an amazing job that Tom Hopper often found himself missing his lines.
Like, I've missed lines before because I'll be admiring someone else's work. I'll be like watching them do a scene and going, yeah, that's good. They're good. That's good. And I'm like, oh, it's my line.
Ellen Page worked closely with Steve Blackman to make Vanya's character arc more positive and develop a truly beautiful love story for her. But of course, they still had to make it complicated. Being LGBT in 1963 was a criminal offense, and considering the fact that Ellen is gay IRL, they decided to go that way. And Harlan's story was inspired by Blackman's son, who is on the spectrum. David Castañeda was excited to experience the funny side of his character, especially the comedic aspect of Diego's relationship with Lila. Robert Sheehan and the writers conceived Klaus's accidental cult early on in the process. They felt it was very natural for Klaus to use his 21st century charm to manipulate the naive and well-meaning people of the early 60s. But Sheehan was initially dissatisfied with his performance. As his own harshest critic, he was afraid that he didn't evolve Klaus enough for Season 2. I wanted the audience to be like, wait, is that the same person? But to obviously have the kind of Klaus elements, he expressed. And his dedication was so powerful that others even found it annoying. Follow me, I'll show you. Since at some point in Season 2, Ben learns to possess Klaus, Robert Sheehan decided to go to even weirder lengths to personify Ben accurately. While the possessed character moves differently, and Robert studied his co-star's movements with perhaps more commitment than was necessary. He followed Justin Min around everywhere, and I mean everywhere. I got Justin to do videos on repeat, annoyed him, impersonated him, followed him around, appeared as he least expected it. For example, when he was on the latrine, shared Sheehan. And since most of Justin's scenes were shot with Robert exclusively, Min loved doing scenes with the family. The crew had to shoot every scene multiple times, one shot with him in it, and one shot with him out of it. And Justin enjoyed his scene with Vanya, as it was great to speak to a character other than Klaus on screen. Now, let's talk about music as another character. Did you enjoy all of the pearls of so-called Klaus the Prophet wisdom as much as we did? TLC's Waterfalls, Gloria Gaynor's I Will Survive, and the Backstreet Boys' Everybody suddenly became so deep and meaningful, right? Well, as many other intentional details in the series, the soundtrack was not random. Let's start with the fact that the original comic books were written by My Chemical Romance frontman Gerard Way. The showrunner Steve Blackman saw music as another character in the show. He went as far as to pick songs before even writing the script, and some of the scenes were written for specific music. In his Reddit Ask Me Anything, Blackman shared that he desperately wanted the Jolene cover in the series, but, quote, it was really complicated with the number of licenses involved. The actor behind number 5, Aidan Gallagher, shared that he listened to The Black Parade to put himself into the emotionally intense state needed to play the psychosis experience. Let's continue with the making of Pogo. Have you ever thought about how the Pogo scenes were filmed? Well, in Season 1, the actor Ken Hall wore a motion capture suit to play Reginald's best friend. And you definitely know this actor as he returned in Season 2 as Herb, a valuable member of the Commission. The latest season of The Umbrella Academy showed us the origin story of Pogo, based on Ham, who was the first monkey ever to be sent into space in a rocket. So, who brought us baby Pogo? The 27-year-old actress Karina Rothery, who has dwarfism, took on the role. Karina was given just 3 days on set. Trained in circus acrobatics, she did some stunts in a motion capture suit, but mostly used body language to make footage that was later edited into the adorably feisty young ape. Black Lives Matter. Emmy Raver-Lampman was both nervous and honored by her important mission to tackle the civil rights movement in the 60s. And that mission appeared to be even more significant considering the recent global Black Lives Matter protests. Knowing that the story was set in 1963, the show creators could not help but address the racial injustice of that time. Emmy did extensive research for her sit-in scene, and shooting that scene was emotional. The actress wanted to be respectful as possible, and to her it was important that Allison did not use her powers for an easy way out. Her character matured a lot, and she learned that anything really important is worth struggle and authenticity. Allison learned that she does not need to use her powers to be strong and to change the world. Let's dance. The iconic Hargreeves dance from season 1, as well as the Allison Luther dance, were so good that the creators decided to give us another one, and we couldn't be more grateful. The salon dance of Vanya, Klaus, and Allison was initially meant to be choreographed, but ended up as a last-minute impromptu dance party with the trio. And that totally makes sense, considering that the characters are all supposed to have been day drinking anyway. The fun part is that they got 3 hours worth of dancing footage. Can we please see that? Fly, baby, fly. In his Ask Me Anything forum on Reddit, Steve Blackman said that he loves watching actors fly for the first time, as their reactions are hilarious. To achieve the illusion of flight, actors are put into a harness, and then the stunt team yanks them 20 feet above the ground. By the way, the World War III scene was shot on a green screen. Every actor was shot individually, and they all enjoyed it. While Ellen Page is a pro flyer, Ritu Arya, aka Lila, was nervous for her debut. Now they all want me to write scenes where they're either flying or thrown backward in the air, said the show creator. Cloudy with a chance of snowstorm. While season 2's events take place in Dallas, only the grassy knoll scenes were filmed there. The other filming location was in northern Ontario through the summer and then into the fall, and having a snowstorm in November was unexpected, to say the least. So, the snow had to be written into the script, even though none of the cast was dressed appropriately for the weather, and they were freezing. But it fit perfectly as a byproduct of Harlan's new powers, right? Another fun fact is that the cornfield in episodes 3 and 4 was grown specifically for the show by a local Canadian farmer. More stakes. Luther Hargreeves' shape suggests that he has a special relationship with food, and the show crew did a good job of giving us proof of that. Actually, Tom Hopper is very particular about his food too. Like his character, he consumes a protein-based diet to maintain his physique. In a scene with Jack Ruby, Tom eats a steak, and to make it look good, he was given a fresh steak for each take. How many steaks do you think he ate? 5? 10? Aim higher. 23. Well, he took the leftovers home for a next day's snack. But still, what was your favorite scene in season 2? Tell us in the comments, and subscribe to our channel. And please, stay awesome.